Hope you're having a great Tuesday. I'm here solo today, as you can see. Miss Haley is getting ready for another European adventure and has asked me to jump on, do the show solo. Told her I'd be more than happy to help so she can focus on packing and getting ready to go do a Mediterranean cruise on with MSC. So, guys, if you're just joining us, I am Jason Poole. I am a travel advisor with Cruise Planners, and usually I'm here with Haley to talk about all things in the travel industry, but just me today. We have some great topics to quickly discuss. So hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Just me. It'll be a little faster than normal because Miss Haley is not here. So first up, as you guys know, there's been a big trend in the industry for private destinations. So cruise ship owned and operated destination. We see Royal Caribbean do this. We've seen Norwegian do this, Carnival do this, and it's only going to keep expanding for a variety of reasons. The first and foremost is these cruise companies are able to keep the revenue and the passengers inside that bubble. They help them keep it, they take more revenue from them. And look, there are some destinations which are amazing. Like I have people come up to me all the time in my industry and say, I want to do a cruise to Coco Cay. I want to go see the water slide. I want to see the beach club, et cetera, et cetera. So the news that just came out was, we'll start with Carnival. So they're opening Celebration Key summer of next year in the Grand Bahama. They announced that they're going to be doing Paradise Plaza and Calypso Lagoon. So that's exciting news on the Carnival side. And then Royal Caribbean came out with something. They're going to be opening a new beach club in Cozumel. That one kind of surprised me because we've seen most of the private destinations are typically in the Bahamas. A cruise line will, lease a tiny little island, they'll renovate it, and they'll make their destination there. Yes, we've seen Royal Caribbean do it in Haiti with Labadee, but most of them truly are in the Bahamas. So having one in Cozumel was a surprise. Now, we keep it fair and balanced. If Haley were here, I think she'd agree with me. My first initial reaction was a little bit of sadness for the local vendors, the local tour operators, the local restaurants, the local bars. Haley and I both have a soft spot in our hearts for Cozumel. Been there many times. I love it. So I hope this doesn't completely negatively impact Cozumel. I am worried it will have some negative impact, but it's just the way things are. They'll have to innovate to keep it going, to keep getting people in. This doesn't interest me as much. I still rather go snorkeling. I still rather rent a Jeep, explore the outside of the island. I would still rather book a tour with Cozumel Bar Hop or go hang out in the Centro. There's lots of great things to do in Cozumel. But for those who just want a beach day, kind of stay in that cruise line bubble, I think this will be a great experience for those people, especially if you have children. I could see it making sense for them. Now, speaking of children, nice segue. United has announced something that I think is long overdue in the industry. As you guys know, the person who is flying earns the miles. Okay? So no matter who buys the ticket, the person in that seat is the person that earns those frequent flyer miles. Well, United has come out and they're going to allow a pod of people to pool and collectively earn miles together. So if you're a mom, dad, 2 kids, all 4 of you are going to earn your miles, but you can collect them into a pod and have one person use them. This is great for, the person wanting to do a solo trip, maybe the business traveler. They get a lot of miles. It's easy to kind of pool it around with their family, move miles around. I think this is long overdue. So you have to be at least 18 to start a pod. But other than that, anybody in your pod can join. You don't have to be a direct family. So they're even saying friends can do it as well. I think this is long overdue. I hope we see this roll out to other people because I know there are, people like Haley. She travels for work. travels frequently for business. I'm sorry, for pleasure as well. And, her most recent trip she's doing, her husband, her kid are going to earn those miles. She could use her kids' miles, more effectively in some of her business travel. So kudos to United for allowing that to happen. I love it. I hope it rolls out everywhere. So kudos, kudos, kudos. All right. This was an interesting article. It wasn't necessarily newsworthy as far as I thought the article the points guy came out with and said, if you're going to book summer travel, you do it now. And it's not too late. There are still some great deals to be had for summer travel. Lots of exclusive rates out there, including even my Alaska group cruise in August. We're doing Celebrity Edge, August to Alaska. Still some group rates on that. There's some group rates. There's some exclusive rates, amenities sprinkled around everywhere. It is not too late to find a good deal on summer travel, but that window is closing quickly. Flights are actually not at a high peak right now. So if you're kind of thinking maybe summer travel, maybe it is not too late. I put together a family last minute summer trip yesterday. They were shocked by how good some of the rates were. So not too late. Now, this next one is a question I've been getting frequently. Not often. It's just kind of been coming up occasionally. Should you, as a flyer, avoid flying on Boeing Airlines? I've gotten this a few times. I still think the answer is a resounding no, you should not avoid Boeing. The FAA is looking at Boeing more carefully. They're looking at United a bit more carefully. Maybe it's why they rolled out the plan to pool the miles together. I would not avoid Boeing. I actually just flew Boeing most recently on a couple of my flights when I went to Europe and back. I think it's totally fine to book Boeing or, to fly on Boeing. Sometimes you don't have a choice. Equipment can change, and you don't like the equipment is not reason enough to get a refund or a credit from the airline. So I thought it was interesting that just anecdotally, I've been getting this question from clients, and my just universal answer is no, I would not avoid flying on Boeing. I don't think people realize the scale of how many flights there really are a day. And I'm not saying Boeing hasn't had problems, but if you truly grasp the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of flights a day, you would find that an occasional accident is bound to happen. And the fact that we haven't had major accidents just shows how safe flying truly is. It is one of the safest ways to travel. Now, next, I wish Haley were here for this. She will give me mad props for talking about Disney. They announced the name of their newest ship. As you guys know, Disney has been on a new ship ramp up, and they announced the name of their third of the Triton class is going to be called the Disney Destiny. So I wish Haley were here. She could expound on it and say why she's excited for it. I've never sold Disney. It's kind of an ongoing joke about me just not loving Disney, kind of a joke. But I will say the adults only area on those ships, and like the Star Wars bar, it looks pretty cool. I will totally give her that. And then the last thing is something we have talked about many, 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 many times, and I'm gonna preach it again, but I just flew home from Europe. And I saw long lines at all the airports. I still cannot believe there are people who travel frequently who do not have TSA PreCheck or global entry. So I was curious because one of my friends flies fairly frequently, and he was like, "No, I don't want to pay for it. I don't want to pay for the annual fee." And I was like, "No, it's not an annual fee." So I looked it up. PreCheck is $78 for 5 years, not per year. You pay $78. It is good for 5 years. What I think is even better is you get global entry. It is $100 for 5 years, and it comes with PreCheck. Guys, these lines at the airport for security are astronomical. astronomical. I cannot believe some of these lines. I cannot believe we have people in this community who travel a lot and don't have pre-check or global entry coming home. When I got home at JFK, customs line was at least an hour. There was no one in the global entry line. Scanned my face, printed a receipt. I mean, it took me 15 seconds. Easy, easy, easy. And guys, a lot of your travel credit cards will pay you back for these credits. So I know we've said it before. I know I'll say it again. If you do not have pre-check or global entry, get it. It is worth the $78 or $100, and it lasts you for 5 years. Definitely worth it. So, guys, that was short and sweet today without Haley for banter and telling me how I'm wrong on topics. It goes by quite quickly. Guys, I hope you're having a wonderful time. Hopefully, we'll be back next week with Haley somewhere live in the Mediterranean. We'll all be jealous of her. So, guys, stay tuned. We'll be back next week. Thanks for watching. Take care.